think I'm on time. What's going on, brother? Check me out for my audio and my visual. Help me out. You know, we always got to start it off the right way. We got a few things to talk about. This ain't one of them. Let's turn that around. Let's push that over in the corner. Audio, visual, good, guys? Okay. Just want to make sure my microphone and everything's working. Good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We are going to get into a quick topic. I'm going to get on it and get off of it because I might make a video about it. If you're coming in now, just go ahead and start that like. Don't forget to share this with your friends. You know, we talk about it all in here. It goes down in here sometimes too. So, it's Sunday. Holidays are coming. 2025 is coming quick. You know, it's like a countdown at this point, but you know, wait till a few more guys come and jump in the live. Guys, as you're jumping in, just go ahead and hit that like, and we're gonna start this session off. Hurley Lawn, what's happening, brother? Touch 556. Don't forget, you know, we got something to do Saturday. David Kendrick, what's up? Rick Baker, what's going on, bro? Yeah, we got some things going on. Hey, my hoodies are here. Reach out to me. I'm missing one hoodie, guys. And that's the logo hoodie. Right now, I just got the bikes. And actually, you guys seen last time, I got bikes, hoodies. So when the logo hoodies drop, that's when I'll start, you know, putting them out for guys. Somebody said finally. Yeah. I don't want this to be the topic of conversation today, guys, so I'm gonna move it. That is not the topic of conversation today, man. I come in peace. But if they want war, you know, I'm already ready. I'm waiting for all the lurkers to get in. If you're a YouTuber, say what's up. Let me know you in the building. If you don't say what's up, I believe you're a lurker. I believe you're one of the vultures. Daytona. Oh, you what's up from Daytona? What's happening, bro? You know, touch 556, man. Hey. You know, we had that talk a few times. Listen, man, it is what it is. You know, when you build these bikes and you want to take care of them, that's one easy way to kind of put a little insurance on your builds. And guys, trust me, I've been saying the last 2 years, man. You know, if you don't take care of your bike, and I mean, you know, just general maintenance before you take your ride, general maintenance when you know, you're watching those miles. If you do not take care of your bike, you will have an issue. You will have, you will be rebuilding often, and that's what kind of like makes guys say, you know what, I don't want to do a build and let me stick with a stage 2 or, you know, just a basic stage 1. And you know, that's really not the case. It's just the guys that are building, you know, sometimes don't express everything that you need, and you know, that sucks. Twin cam guys, of course, man. I got a buddy with a badass twin cam, man. You know, yeah, you got some twin cams out there to do something, man. You know, they keep up. They run with the crowd. They live a long life, you know. But I'm here to tell you, man, the future's here. You know, you either convert or get left behind, and I want you to convert. You don't know what you're missing until you move on to something new, and then you're like, damn, I've been waiting all this time. I should have done it a long time ago. Don't let that be you. Don't let it be you. Let's see what else we got. So I'm back. Hey, Montez Harris says, I got some of the best content out there, man. Hands down. I appreciate it, brother. A lot of the content, guys, is going to be coming on the roadglide starting next year. It's going to be coming in slow. And then, it's like a story. We got to go into it slow, and then it'll build up, and you'll see how, this bike actually acts out on the road, out on the streets, stuff like that. But I'm not here for just total race content. That's kind of why we're not jumping on this horse right now, and we're still doing the Road King content, guys. We got, what's the day? The 20th, 21st. So we got about another 10 days, and then it's gonna be over to Road Glide content. So let me keep pumping out this Road King content. I was gonna drop a video for you guys today, but I decided, you know what? Let me give you guys something to do over the holidays. You know what I mean? What else we got? Just watching the Vikings in Seattle, and now he tell me he got hoodies for Christmas. Came early, man. Nah, man, I really want to start putting them out next year. I don't know if you guys have seen them. If you have not, I can, I'll bring it up to the screen if you really want to see them and, kind of see what I got going on. Remember, guys, my little brothers out there, my sons, they watch, they want to know everything that's going on. They lurk, and then they don't speak. If you're in the if you're watching this, don't forget, first of all, like, and then say, what's up, Mac? I'm here, just paying attention, just keep an eye on you. They know when I throw out videos that, are just, little tidbits of lessons, and, kind of find your way with, some new parts and stuff like that, that I'm going to be dropping bombshells soon. So they're watching. They are watching. But hey, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. I like the spies, man. Come on in here. You got to. If you want to stay on top of your game, you got to spy. Watch the numbers. Every time I say something, the spies are in here, they get out, and then they come back later. They'll be back. I was on the Road King all weekend. Guys, if nobody told you, and you're thinking about getting a second bike, make sure you look at a Road King. If you decide not to buy it, you're gonna wish you had. I can guarantee you, you're gonna wish you had. It's just one of those bikes, man. It's just one of those bikes. But yeah, we got stuff to talk about. And I think we got enough people in here for me to start talking on. So we got a ride this Saturday. We're coming out of, I think that's Sunrise, Florida. It's Alligator Alley, Harley Davidson. We're gonna be meeting up, get there early, because I'm kickstands up at 9 o'clock. I'm hoping the weather's cool so we can have a good ride there and a good ride back. I don't stay out all day. I go out a couple of hours, these types of rides, a couple of hours, and then we're coming back. Guys, I usually will have road captains, guys that know what they're doing, guys that are from clubs will come and hang and kind of keep the formation going to make it a more enjoyable ride and a safer ride. So that's what we're really going to be, that's what we're going to have. And I'm looking forward to it because my guys always come out and kind of like, show support and show love, because we're all trying to have a good ride, man. We're going to Rockstar Harley Davidson, Fort Myers. That's in Fort Myers. It's out on the West Coast. I'm here on the East Coast, so it's a 2-hour ride. It's straight highway. Nothing crazy. It's just a straight shot, one shot, and then one turn, and then you're there. We're gonna get some lunch, and we're gonna bring this thing on back, man. I'll probably be back around 2 at the latest, and that's just everybody just having fun. So I don't want to steal anybody's whole Saturday. You know what I mean? Saturdays are usually family time, so hit your early morning ride, get back home, wash the bike off, do family stuff right after that. That's how it's supposed to be. Let's see what we got. Officially snapped. What's happening, big dog? You coming out on a ride Saturday or what? Okay. All right. Hey, I like the lurkers, man. I appreciate it. That means I'm doing something right. That means something's enjoyable. So when I start saying certain things about certain people, I know who, I know I got somebody that'll go back and tell. So ride this Saturday. But my topic I wanted to talk about, guys, and I I've hit on this 100 times before. Not having a bike that, how do I say this without hurting feelings? Listen, if I'm going to be doing a lot of highway riding, and a lot of, doing some distance and stuff like that, for me, I have to have a little bit more than just the average amount of horsepower on a bike. Now, just hear me out, because if I need to get out of traffic, get in and out of traffic, or get in front of traffic, or whatever I need to do, beat the traffic, I can't do it with a stage 1. It's too much ringing out the bike. It's too much we're waiting on this bike to give us some power. We're waiting on, just hoping to, we make it. We make it past the traffic. We're hoping we don't have to shut her down early and just blend in with the traffic. Sometimes a stage 2 will get it done. Sometimes. You got to have a nice stage 2. You got to have something with, some power. I don't think that you need crazy power, but I think you need some power. Now, me, I'm not a big risk taker. So the faster my bike, the less risk I have to take. I bump the throttle, bike get to wherever I needed to get to, I slow it back down, and I'm cruising. I don't like to ride with traffic. I'm not gonna ride with, beside the big trucks. I'm not doing any of that. And especially when I'm out here trying to ride with more than, let's say 5 people, we all kind of got to be on the same page, but at the same time, I want to be able to get up there, set the pace. All right, we're getting over. I want to be able to, hold the line of cars to let everybody else get over. And then, that's road captain stuff. I'm not a road captain, but that's what road captains do. But I want my bike to be a highway bully. That's just a term to say, hey, you got a quick bike that you can pretty much ride around all day long and not have an issue with. And that's kind of what I got. And I know a lot of guys probably are like, yeah, we don't care about too much power and horsepower. Yeah, you don't care about it until you need it. And until you need it, and I know a lot of people that, take those long distance rides and just have a set of slip-ons on the bike and are fine with it. And, and they ride in packs. And, when you're riding with a good group, you guys can not have a hiccup because everybody knows how to move, how to take the lanes and how to, not let cars in your pack, so that's just another thing. And I'm sure that, there's guys out there that do this all the time and know exactly what I'm talking about and are good at this, and long distance guys, but I'm really not a long distance guy, but I do know how to get it done. That one guy, yeah, man, you late, but hey, you made it. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. Let's keep these numbers up. You guys always share as much as you can. You got comments, you got questions, go ahead and throw them in, because this is the time now. If you watched the video of mine and you might have wanted to ask a question about the bikes, this is the time to do it now on Sundays. So you don't have to wait until I drop another video, or wait till I figure out, where your comments at on one of these videos and then try to answer you back, because sometimes it's just not that easy, because you might miss 1 or 2 or 3. You never know. And especially when these guys ask questions from a video that was a year old, that's when you kind of have those, those moments where, like, sorry, buddy, didn't get back to you until 6 weeks later, stuff like that. So this is the time to ask those questions. What else we got? Really fast CVO. He says, what are your thoughts on the new VVT bikes? Guys that have the new CVOs with the VVT in them, and I'm not talking about the STs, I'm talking about just the straight CVOs. Very quick bikes. They're gonna come around. You know what I mean? I told you guys before that I'm interested in getting a CVO, as a matter of fact. And, for me, it's whatever the best looking color is. So VVT or not, I'm not going for either one of those because I know pretty soon in the future, you know, somebody's going to do enough research to say, hey, let's get rid of the VVT, use this to make your bike, you know, do what it needs to do out there on the street. If they can do it with a VVT, all fine and dandy. The VVT, you got to understand, is made for the guys that are not doing all that motor work, the guys that are not going to be out there trying to race these bikes and stuff like that. That's going to be a bike that's highway driven, very snappy on the throttle, accelerate pretty good, and get you where you need to be. So for me, it wouldn't matter either way, but VVT was the way to go until people started saying, we want horsepower, we want horsepower. Well, you know, just the cam wasn't developed yet. And, you know, Harley makes a cam, but do you guys really want to go with a Harley cam, or do you want to go aftermarket? So the aftermarket has to catch up now. See, Harley released, you know, when they released their catalog, they show their cam, they show their manifolds, they show their throttle bodies for all the new bikes. And it usually comes a year after something that is brand new is introduced. So now you gotta wait. And a lot of the times the aftermarket guys have to take that product, test it, see where they can make the improvements, and then put it out there to you guys, because nobody can go out, take a cam from Harley, ride 10,000 miles, and then come back and then try to make something that's going to make you some power, or, you know, something that's going to be good for you, and make sure it has longevity, and then say, okay, now it's time, because how long is it going to take you to get 10,000 miles? How long is it going to take you for you to say, all right, this is reliable? So my opinion, for now, either if you get the VVT, keep it where it's going to be, like a stage 1. If you can find a decent cam in stage 2, keep it there. Other than that, get you the CVO ST. Just get whatever you like pretty much, but get the CVO ST if you want to make it fast. I've seen those bikes run pretty decent. Plus, you know, it's set up for it. It's a lighter bike. It's going to be geared towards what you want it to do at the end of the day. So just all depends on what you're looking for out of the two. Are you looking for a nice looking bike, or are you looking for something that's going to perform a little bit better? Guys, you got to understand, we change out everything on our bikes. Everything on this bike is changed out. Everything on this bike is different. This bike is only halfway. We did a lot that, you know, you can't see, but there's certain things that I'm leaving factory Harley form on that bike as well. So just what it is. Let's go back to the, all right, you're going to be in Giptown Bike Fest in January. David, probably not, man. I don't really know too much about that. I don't know where Giptown is. Enlighten me. Any good tuners on the West Coast? Yes, absolutely. I know one personally. I don't know the rest of the guys, and I'm sure there's several guys that can tune, but when you say the West Coast, I can say California. I don't know much about California, but Dean. I wish I could post his Instagram right on the screen, but I can't. His name is Dean, and I think it's Dean M8, something like that. Good tuner. I think I had him on the channel before. He was visiting, came from out of town, and he ended up going up to Daytona with all of us and stuff like that. He had a good time. He was riding bikes, you know. But he's a good tuner. One of the guys I would trust with your bike. So look him up on Instagram, Dean, and I'm sure, you know, I'm sure he can get you right. And if you need a builder, you ask a tuner who's a good builder. Who does he like to get bikes from, because he knows they're always right. He doesn't have any issues with. And a lot of the times, you know, fortunately for me, my builder is the tuner at the same time. So, oh, just outside of Tampa? Okay. I mean, if it's gonna be a decent little event, I could sure shoot up there. It's only like 2.5 hours, 3 hours for me. What else we got, guys? What else we got? I'm gonna repeat everything I said, but 2024 has been taken over by the Road King. It's my favorite bike. Sorry, baby. It's my favorite bike for its own reasons. I've gone over it kind of a little bit with you guys before, but you know, every time I put this bike on the highway, you know, The biggest thing for me has always been with my street glide when I put on a highway. I mean, it would wobble, it would give me a bunch of buffeting. I mean, it wasn't a fun ride. So then I get the road glide and not as much buffeting, not as much wobble. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, sometimes you might get a little bit because when you have a front fairing on here and then you have them windshields, you know, that air sometimes it's not always going straight. You know, it starts to, you know, circle around the bike, gives you a little bit of a movement. But it's not a fight. You know what I mean? This bike, nothing. Point it where you want it to go, and that's it. It's never pushed me around. I'm talking about when trucks are on the side and I'm passing trucks, never had an issue. That's not the reason why you guys should buy it. I'm not telling you to make this your first bike or your first Harley or take this Harley over a new 24 or something like that. I'm not telling you that because I feel like this is a second bike. You do not have this for your own just one-on-one. This is all we got. Let's see what we got. Chip in the building. I'm surprised Kenneth ain't in here. You know, y'all usually come in around the same time. Who's a good tuner for a 2021 CVO road glide? Where you at? Because if you're in Florida, you got to come down to All-American-Cycles, man. Everybody knows that. The topic of the day was, and I got off topic, you know, keeping these motors alive and why I'm seeing so many guys and have been seeing guys for years just, you know, hurt bikes, hurt motors. You know, a lot of these guys talk big talk about, oh, so-and-so's good and they make this and they make all this kind of horsepower, but how long does the bike live? You guys seen that both my bikes, you know, they live. When I upgrade, I upgrade. I don't upgrade because I got an issue. I upgrade because I want to go faster. This bike is extremely fast. This bike is quick. Big bore kits on both bikes. Remember, you do a big bore kit on this bike and you figure out you're starting to have problems, you don't go and do your second bike with a big bore kit and then, you know, now you got two bikes with problems. That's not how it goes. So, oh, in Washington, brother, I don't know anybody in Washington. I'm sorry. Heading to Fort Myers from Minnesota, January 3rd weekend. Anything going on that weekend? Nah, Fort Myers, not that I know of, man. Go check out the Harley dealership, though. It's called Rockstar Harley. It's one of the bigger Harley Davidsons, too, that we got down here. It says, Montez Harris says, hey, Mac, upgrading my cam on my 128 Ultra Limited T-Man Custom Grind. All right, what's your take on T-Man cams? About to butt Champaign, Illinois is up on game. Okay. You have to do your own research. You know what I mean? I can't tell you that T-Man can build a solid motor. You got to know what you're doing. You have to know what your combination is going to be, compression-wise. If you're sticking with that 128, you know what they have for what you need. Do you want low-end cam, mid-range cam, top-end cam? You have to kind of know what you're going into, and especially if they're doing a custom cam for you. If you're not the builder of your own bike, your builder or your tuner, well, your builder needs to kind of be like putting in his input. So I don't think they make bad products at all. I run a lot of T-Man products on both my bikes. So cam-wise, I've seen some complete kits run pretty good. I've seen plenty of complete kits run pretty good. Yeah, I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you. D&M8 tunes for RC cycles in Northern California. Okay, there you go. What rear suspension on the King and how's it ride? Both bikes run Legend suspension. Few things. I have not run any bike with any different suspension. I have ridden a bike with a different suspension, and I'm glad that I stay where I'm at. Yeah, that's it. Because Legends makes the suspension for just more than comfort. Quick, dial it to how you want it. What are you doing today? I'm going drag racing today. I'm doing curves today. Have it already preset from your If you know how to set sag and stuff like that, have it already set. And then just know this setting is for this setting is for this is how many times I need to turn this, set it and go. It takes you, all of 10 minutes to figure that out. Pull the saddlebags off, you riding 2 up, 2, 3 or 4 turns will set my suspension for 2 riders. That's all you gotta do. Very simple, straight to the point. I don't know how everybody else works their suspension. I know a lot of these other suspensions are geared towards racing, and they'll say comfort, but I mean, it's one or the other, in my opinion. It's kind of one or the other when you're totally pushing it to racing. I haven't heard you guys say this racing suspension feels so comfortable. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. Going from a stock 114 to a T-Man 130, what should I expect on my first ride? Have you ever ridden a fast Harley before? That's a question I need to know. And I'll come back to you if you tell me the answer to that. Be ready for a whole new bike. Somebody said that to Heavyweight. His name is Heavyweight. He says going from a stock 114 to a 130. And I guess that's the T-Man 130. Somebody said be ready for a whole new bike, which is true. So what did you put in your Kingster is new, one on right. All right, I got to come back to that one. I got to figure it out myself. That one guy said, world difference when you open up an M8. Yes. There's no real curves in Florida. That is not true. Okay? That is not true. You're just not in South Florida. Ben, what's good, Mac? Got the bike up and running. Got to get George to tune it now. Good deal. So I have to learn the bike all over again. Heavyweight, only ridden a stock 114. Let me tell you something. Now, I don't know what kind of power the bike's gonna put down. I don't know what they estimated you for with power. I don't know if you did heads. I don't know what all you did. But on a Harley, they usually make a good amount of torque as you go up in size. Like big bore kits, when you start going bigger, 121, 124, 128, 130, 131, 132, 135, and especially aftermarket wise. Once you start going bigger, these bikes become more aggressive. If you've only ridden a stock 114, it's gonna be like a 114 with another 114 put it side by side. It's going to, initially, you're gonna ride it and cruise it soft. You know how everybody says, hey, break the bike in the right way, cruise the bike. And it's not all the time. A builder won't give you the bike back if it's not broken in, trust me. But they're gonna tell you to then break the bike in. And that break in is breaking you in. It's not breaking the bike in. The bike's already ready to go. We just don't want you out there sliding around and hurting yourself because you weren't used to this new power and you got on it too hard and you tried to be snappy with it and it shot up in the air and you didn't know what to do. That's kind of like that area. So your new 130, I'm gonna guess it'll have 150 foot-pound of torque. 150 foot-pound of torque will put your bike on its bumper. It will scrape the pipe. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. So if that is any, not to scare you, but if that's any help towards you, just be careful on it. Figure it out first. If you ever want to feel how fast that bike is, and you know you're not really comfortable with it yet, get it on the highway. 3rd, 4th gear. Make sure you got some highway in front of you and there's no cars, okay? Twist it. Just twist it. It will show you what it's made of when you twist it, and it's probably gonna take off around 2,500, 3,200 RPM, somewhere in that range is when it's gonna turn into a different animal. You're gonna hear it and it's gonna sound crazy, but when you get on it, you need to be on the highway, you need to be wide open by yourself to kind of like get used to the bike, and then you can dial down from there. 4th gear to 3rd gear. Now 3rd gear to 2nd gear. That's the way I used to do it when I was starting out. Sport bikes though, sport bike. All right, let me see. Not so much all over, but you need to be ready for the performance department. Only ridden 114. Yo, what's up, bro? Headed down to see George Thursday if you want to come out. Hit me up. If you are If you are on Instagram, hit me up on Instagram because I'll definitely show up. We could probably do something with that video if you want to do a video. If you're not afraid to show your numbers and things like that. A lot of guys don't like to, and with good reason. They come to George for horsepower. But let me explain something to you. He doesn't just build horsepower. He builds good, reliable, solid bikes. So, but I'll definitely show up if you want to do a little something. And Mac, if you pull up, I'll come get my shirt. All right. Listen, on Saturday, I have this ride coming. 9 o'clock in the morning, Harley-Davidson, Alligator Alley. That's in Sunrise, Florida. Guys, I've been giving away shirts. Yeah. And I want the whole pack of guys out there to always have a shirt when you do a ride with me. But at the same time, sometimes I run out of sizes. So you might be wearing a balloon of a shirt. It should be cool. So if I got to give you a 2X or a 3X, just put over your hoodie, man. Let's go ride. What else we got? If you're a YouTuber, say what's up. Let me know you're a YouTuber. I like to shout out to the other YouTubers who are in the building. Besides the lurkers, you know, hey, listen, there's no bad blood lurkers. You guys can say hi too, man. This is a peaceful place. You know, it's a safe space, okay? You ain't gotta be scared, man. I ain't gonna bother you. just talk to me with some respect. Put some respect on my baby over here. You know what I mean? Guys, content coming 2025. A lot of road glide content, but it's gonna be a little something different. The King is still my daily driver. How to keep these daily drivers alive? I'll say it again in a few minutes. Hit you up for my work account. That's cool. I always enjoy videos. Thanks, brother. Guys, remember the end of 2024 is strictly to kind of help a lot of the new guys that are just now getting into Harleys and figure now I want to do something to my Harley. You have a stock Harley, ride your stock Harley for a good month, okay? Give that bike a chance, okay, before you start modifying it. Now, comfort-wise, go crazy. Do your handlebars, do your seat, do those things. But after that, before you start doing wheels and cam and exhaust and all that stuff, take your time. I say that because you tend to buy something that you shouldn't have bought, and then you end up with a garage full of Harley parts that you were like, you know, I can't even get rid of these parts. So a lot of the times that's what my videos are for, guys. If you ask me questions and I seem biased to certain things, that's because I know they work. I know they tried and true. When they ask me about my exhaust, they always ask about this exhaust. And you're pretty soon going to be asking me about that exhaust, but they always ask me about this exhaust, and I give them the same speech every time. The quality is junk, but the sound and the power is crazy. It's going to bump you up over any off-the-shelf pipe that you can buy. This is a full system exhaust that goes low end, mid range, and top end. You can't beat it. There's all these other exhausts out there, and I'm not saying that none of them are as good, but there's a lot of exhausts out there that steer you in a totally wrong direction. Guys, if you've seen that someone has an exhaust and you know they got it for free, that is not a good exhaust to put on your bike. So don't be fooled by what you think you can hear through a camera. This bike probably shows the clearest sound through a camera of an exhaust you're gonna find. Now, I've heard many and they all sound the same. A lot of guys will hit you with, let me do a cold start. Cold start is just what it is. When it starts, the RPMs are high, so it sounds like it's, you know, doing more than what it is. But when it idles out, they turn it off. You know, when it comes back, turn it off. It's not as good of a sound as you want. It's almost gonna sound like slip-ons. You know what I mean? Even when slip-ons, you first start it up, you're spending all this money, $800-900 on some slip-ons, when you could have just saved another $300, got you a full system exhaust, a good one, then put that on your bike. Sometimes I see stuff and I just do this because I don't want to get in, I don't want to get in somebody else's business and they feel like I'm bashing or something like that. So guys, just be ready. When you ask me certain questions, I'm giving honesty. I'm always going to keep it 100% honest with you, whether I like it or I don't like it. I mean, that's just how I'm going to give it to you. There's some things I'm going to say about this exhaust that I don't like, okay? And when I tell you the price of this exhaust, you're going to be like flipping out. This is a Thunderheader, okay? So guys, it's not even a real expensive exhaust, but it's one of the better performing. You have to like the sound. A lot of the guys will run D&D exhaust. I go over this all the time. One of the best quality pipes out there. You just got to be able to get, some power out of it. Let's see what else we got. Let me go back up. Sorry, guys. You know how I get. I'm getting out of here early today. I'm not doing 2 hours this time. Work account. All right, we're going across 75 to Fort Myers. Absolutely. I think that's the least amount of traffic. It's going to be probably the cleanest, smoothest ride we're going to be able to get. There's a gas station as soon as we get on the other side, which is probably only like 100 miles. I don't even think it's 100 miles to get to the other side from east to the west. And then we're going to take the turn north, and I think it's only 20, 30 minutes north of that. Simple ride. Earlier the better. We're going to try to get out of here at 9 o'clock. I'm pretty much picking a central meeting place for all the guys to come together because we have to take 75 to go across anyway to get there. So it's probably the most interesting, not interesting, but the most simple meeting spot. Now, guys, when I put out that I'm having a ride, Harley Davidson immediately reached out to me. Alligator Alley, Harley Davidson reached out to me, and they wanted to know, how many guys we're gonna have, what time, all these different things. And I think they were gonna try and look out for us, but I think we're gonna get there a little too early for them to even be open. So, sorry guys, but some people want to get back home. All right, let's go. Remy Torres, he says the LP6 on the Road King looks slick. Haven't seen anyone running that setup, but I can say that it looks clean. The other day I'm riding it, and I'm live on Instagram, guys. So if you catch my live on Instagram, jump over there and try and check it out because I usually don't keep them up there. I don't like putting a bunch of lives on there. Check them out when I do post them because I'm showing you something, and it's probably going to be something interesting. The other day I showed how much of the road was lit up from the LP6. Guys, I think just one S1 is probably brighter than the average headlight. You know what I mean? So I got this whole big, it's like turning on a light switch with this LP6, and especially in that amber color. It's crazy. Ben, I'm not stopping at Snake Road. No, sir. I'm not stopping at Snake Road. And I know that's a gas. Is that the gas station? No, I don't think that's the gas station. Yeah, because that's Indian Town. I know Indian Town Snake Road is the same. I'm thinking. But we will be taking one stop as soon as we get on the other side. That might be it. And then we go north from there. Mac, when I grow up, I want to be like you, nephew. Hey, you ain't got to be like me, baby. Be better than me. How about that? What else we got? And Greek, all right. Don't forget to like and comment. Hey, guys, if you in here, it's about 60 people in here right now. We're on average. We're on par. Go ahead and like this live. Do me that favor. If you haven't already, as soon as you, it's the gas stop with the casino. Yeah, I think that's it. As soon as you come in here, go ahead and start liking. It's pretty much, guys, I answer all the questions on Sunday from either videos from previous or videos that I'm just dropping. I got videos coming this week. I was going to drop one today, but I decided to hold off. I want to get you guys a little closer to Christmas. I know you guys are out there swiping those cards and getting everything done for Christmas. So let's just hold off. Let's get the family right first, and then we get back to playing with our bikes right after. Guys, I went out today, bought myself some stuff for Christmas. So, ask for gift cards. Ask for gift cards. I think that's probably the best thing a guy could get for Christmas these days, especially if you're deep into these Harleys, man. You can find something to spend a couple $100 on at Harley with a couple gift cards. So let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. What we got? What we got? You only see 33 likes. Man, don't tell me we got the stalkers in the building, man. I know we don't have 30 other stalkers in here. Come on, guys. Come on. Like them. Like this live, guys. Ask your questions. I'm here to clear up rumors. I'm here to let you guys know that if you ever came to my channel for Road Glide content, the Road Glide is coming back. I had to give the Road King 2024. He had solidified his space in 2024. He's still gonna have some content come 2025. A little dirty right now, but we're gonna get them all cleaned up for the week. I've been on a bike all weekend, guys. All weekend. Cold weather, warm weather, but we've been having some good weather all weekend. And what do you think about the 2025 Road King design? What 2025 Road King design? Is it the same as this? Because if you tell me that there is a new design for this 2025 Road King, I'm gonna go crazy. But you gotta be able to prove it. You can't just say, yeah, it's coming a new Road King. Because I haven't heard anything about it yet. And I've told you guys plenty of times, if there's a new 2025 Road King and it looks something different and it looks good, I'll make space or somebody gotta go. Somebody got to leave this place, and it'd probably be this Road King, even though I'd hate to give her up. She's just, he's just making his space in here, and it'd be hard to take him out the game, though. Be hard to do. What else we got, fellas? Ask your questions. Keep this live going. We got a good, decent amount of people in here. So I do have a Sportster over there, guys. I know you probably haven't seen it, and I think I'm gonna show you guys. You want me to show you now? Or you want me to show you later? I'll show you. You guys make a decision. But somebody is going to be riding that pretty soon, you know, and you got to teach the younger generation how to ride. You know, if you don't do it now, we all see how lost they seem to be right now. You got to keep them grounded, and you got to show them something new. Put something new in their life. That's why that Sportster is still here. That Sportster is going to, hey, it's a bad little bike, guys. It's a bad little bike. It's a 1200. It's the 50th anniversary edition, so it's the orange. So it's always been, it's a one owner bike, okay? Older guy owned it, you know, stopped riding. Bike's 13,000 miles. I think it's a 2007. I came, hey, what you want to do? And he's like, yeah. Nice little bike. All right, I'll show you. I see enough comments saying show it. All right. You guys are gonna make me do it. I'm gonna show it. Now, gotta move the camera. Boing, boing. All right, there he is. I got a lot of junk over there, but there he is. 2020 Sportster. Hold on, guys. Hold on. You know, not bad. I changed the headlight out. Everything else is pretty nice on the bike. Starts right up, runs pretty decent. Oh, he said his wife loves that color. God, let me get you back to where I had you. All right, I think I'm about right. Nice little bike. Excuse me, guys. And it's for, if I had to guess, if you're teaching somebody young, if you're teaching somebody small, that's a bike you want to kind of teach them on. Not their forever bike. And I've had this conversation before with you guys. You don't teach somebody how to ride on their forever bike. Find a bike that they can ride, that they can learn on. Make sure they take the class first, so then you have a little bit more confidence in them to then go out and ride a bike. And I think you should always wait. Give it 6 months. If you're riding steady for at least 6 months, then I say, okay, now I say go out and spend some real money on a bike. A bike like that, you know, you can get for, prices vary, man. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, somewhere in that range. That is a bike you go out and buy, and now it's time to go get yourself another bike. Trade that bike in. Just trade it in. Hey, how much? Perfect. So you can get that out of your hands and either invest that money into the new bike or help you with purchasing the new bike. So, yeah, somebody 5'2", you know. So somebody said, teach them how to ride on a dirt bike, I guess. So my son learned how to ride on a dirt bike, a 65, a KX65. Anybody who knows anything about a KX65, it will ruin your day. I'm talking about an adult. Yeah, you get on it, it will ruin your day. It will skin you from one side of the road to the other. So you have to be careful. It's meant to be ridden by somebody smaller, because so much weight is on the back tire. When an adult gets on it, it's just like this. It's like a little wheelie machine. So quick story, and I know somebody's gonna talk, but quick story. This is how I taught him how to ride on a dirt bike like that. Remember, that's a 2-stroke with a lot of power. You take the bike and put it up on a stand. Okay? You put the bike on a stand. Off the ground, it can't hurt themselves as long as the bike's off the ground. Put the kid on the dirt bike, on the stand, show them how to start it, show them everything on that stand until they figure out how to let that clutch go, and then that's when you can get confident and do one of these and take them to a field and, you know, little by little him, little by little her, whoever it is, to get them to learn how to ride. Simple. You cannot get frustrated. You can get scared, but you can't get frustrated, and you'll have a little rider on your hand, and that's what I plan on doing as well. Yeah, you grew up on 2-strokes. 2-strokes are dangerous. I've owned Banshees and stuff like that, but it was never my thing. I just hate the power band of 2-stroke, but we all know what that means. 2016 Street Glide with a 117 and a big bore kit and a D&D sounds great, decent power. Absolutely. If you're a YouTuber and you're in the live, let me see if the numbers go down. If you're a YouTuber in this live, say what's up. Don't be afraid to speak. That's how you become friends with someone. And if you need help, or if I need help, that's how this thing works. So don't be afraid to say hi in the lives. Smash the like button, absolutely. Somebody just said smash the like button. Guys, if you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, just that's all it takes. We make sure we keep these lives going. If you got any questions, I'm supposed to have a video. Somebody's been asking, have this video about showing how to, I don't know if he wants me to show him how to prep to get ready for a drag race, or to show him how to leave the line in a drag race now. And this is one of those things that I don't know if I can, because of I don't want to be liable. But he said, well, even if you do, it will be probably helping somebody, maybe saving somebody from hurting themselves and hurting their bike. Now if that's the angle, I'm going to do it. And I think I just got to get a camera person, because some people act like they can't do camera work for me, but I will definitely do that. But any other questions, I can help you guys out. I am not the fastest, but I ain't the slowest. I've been doing it a long time. If you know me, you know me. I got a video. I don't know if it's still in my archives. And it's probably from like 10 years ago with me on a Hayabusa. I got one older than that, me on a Gixxer 1000. Man, I got a bunch of stuff out there, but another story for another day. The 2016 CVO guy with the Street Glide, with the big bore kit, how big did you go? We want to know. Anybody else hear that? They called me. They calling my name. They did that on purpose. So Harley just rolled past here trying to hit the gas, huh? All right, I'm gonna leave him alone. Yeah, guys. So video's probably gonna drop tomorrow. Something a little bit different, you know, something a little different. But I want to keep you guys. I want you guys to understand. Road King's not going anywhere. Road King's gonna still continue to make content. This is gonna be a different type of content from the Road King. So I'm splitting the content two different ways. Let's see who else tries to do it. Let's see who else. Now, you know, hey, I just read Chip's comment. He said it sounds like action to me. Chip, it's absolutely action. Can I be honest with you guys? This bike has been built for a purpose. At this point, it is what it is with this bike. If you want action with me, this is the one that comes out to play first. If you feel like you don't have enough, then we can kind of like glance over here and try to make something happen. But understand, this is not my race bike. I really don't want to do it, but I don't turn down many races at all. And that is pretty much the YouTuber bike. That is the YouTuber bike right there. Any YouTuber says he wants action with me, that's the bike he gets. If you don't like that, tough, unless you make it worth the while for me to bring this bike out. I don't bring this bike out usually to just, you know, be for free. Now, I'll ride around, I'll show you guys all that, but to line this bike up, it's not a free ride. This bike has caused a lot of havoc, you know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that, you know, it's just out here beating people and doing all this racing and that, because it doesn't get that many races, guys. It probably still won't, especially in its class. It probably still won't, but I built it for me, not for everybody else. This bike is for everybody else. All right, let's get back to the comments. What we got? I'm hoping I had asked you this question when not a fan on your oil cooler. What not a fan on your oil cooler? I'm trying to figure it out. All right. Why don't I have a fan assist on my oil cooler? Who says I don't? The days of running the old love jugs are over, but my oil cooler does have a fan in it. If that's your question. That makes good sense. Why don't you run a fan assist on my oil cooler? Yeah, dude, the oil cooler we have is a custom oil cooler. It has a fan in it. Okay, all right, moving right along. There are a few fast guys in this live today, and I know you might not know who they are. So if you ever want to test out your bike, and we don't, you know, it can be private, it can be any of that type of stuff. We like to have fun with these bikes. We don't mind you sitting next to a bike that's in your class. It happens all the time. We can do it. Just ask. Just ask, guys. Just ask. What else we got? 2023 Road Glide. Screaming Eagle 128 paired with a Woods 408 cam. Along with the D&D billet cat and a big bore baffle. Great power. What power did it make? What kind of power did it make? In fact, do you know what weight savings, if any, on these Road Glides and Road Kings? Wheels, swing arms, soon, gas tanks. You can buy a carbon gas tank now. Brock's has them, $3 grand. $3,000. Yeah. What else? How else do we save weight? I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I don't go super crazy. Some people do the triple trees and all those little hinky-dinky things. I like to keep weight on the front end of this bike, that bike too. So it's very basic with Harleys, guys. You don't want to ruin the ride. So if you do start changing certain things and trying to lose weight in certain places, just like anything else, the bike was designed to cruise. and it needs weight in certain places. If you start removing the weight out of certain places, it doesn't become a good ride anymore. My bikes are pretty much full weight. This has carbon wheels on it. It's not full weight, but this bike is full weight. Everything else on this bike is full. I have stock swing arm, and it's probably a little bit heavier than, stock. 128, 145, 147. I see a guy with a 128 making more power than a 143. How is that possible, Mac? Glad you asked. So what 143 did you see? And tell me what horsepower you saw. Guys that run a bunch of compression and a bunch of maybe sometimes race gas can make more power than a bike that you think that's supposed to make big power. I know 143s that made 140 some horsepower. How they did that little amount of horsepower is crazy to me. And then on top of it, when people say, hey, yeah, it didn't make that much horsepower because we want to keep it reliable, well, one has nothing to do with the other. I'm not even a mechanic, and I know that. One has nothing to do with the other. It's just the components you put in that bike that made you feel like, all right, it didn't make enough power because we don't have a lot of compression in it. Now that bike's going to be saved. It's not the way it works. I've been seeing YouTubers blow bikes up left and right lately. Like left and right. What's the deal? Like I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not even pointing at anybody. But I'm still saying, if you guys know like I know, you watch YouTube enough, you'll see that these bikes are breaking down. And that was the topic of conversation today. But you're building the bike, you're blowing the bike up, and you still believe that when you build bikes, they're reliable. I'm just saying. Let me see what else we got. I see guys with a 128 making more power than a 143. Today I saw All-American 143 built making 180, and I'm my 147 making 180. Okay, the reason why that happens, sometimes, the cam selection, right? Depending on what type of riding you're doing, or the second thing could be the weather. When was that bike tuned? When was it put in there on a dyno? That happens all the time. Happens all the time. So to answer that question, different days, different scenarios. Who has what type of exhaust? That's kind of like those type of things lead to peak horsepower. Now, don't worry about peak horsepower so much because you have to see the graph. If you guys' graph looks so much different, then okay, we could say maybe it was the day and the humidity in the dyno room that made the power. If you're the person I'm thinking about, you need to be looking at your exhaust. Because I know that bike that you saw made 189 horsepower, and it is a highway bike all day long. And I know it came from another state, and the guy's gonna ride it back out of town. Rowdy bike. But they're pretty much all built with certain things in mind. If this guy's gonna ride his bike all the way to west, wherever he's from, it's not gonna be something that you can't have. If you feel like you didn't make enough power, that's probably the little things that you didn't change are the reason why you didn't make the power. That's it. That's only thing that could happen. Yes, he had a 2-in-1, and you don't have a 2-in-1, right? Serraro 4000. He asked this question, and I had to get off topic and help him out because I understand exactly what he's talking about, but at the same time, a lot of guys don't want to change certain parts on their bike. Listen, guys, this is the ugliest exhaust ever. and the quality of this exhaust sucks. But I know it's going to make the power at the end of the day. So if my ego needs horsepower, I'm going to run whatever I need to run to make sure that bike gets me where I need to be. If I say, hey man, I want a 170 horsepower bike, he's gonna put all these things together and say, this is what you need. And I'm gonna be like, that's an ugly exhaust. Do I have to run it? Yes. Okay. Then you just go with it. Are you running E85? I don't know, but I just need to know as well, because I'm probably gonna guess and say that might be another thing to look into, running E85. Now, we're saying 189 horsepower. That's no slouch by any means, but there have been 143s that made more than that, and they're more of a race application though. Yeah. Do you want to tell your numbers? 2 and a 2, I want a 2 and a 1, but I'm being told it won't help with the build I have. Do you have some, do you have a build that was probably, I want to say your build is something that you would say that you wanted something docile, you wanted something calm. If you want a rowdy build, you get a rowdy build. You say, hey, I go in there and I want XYZ of horsepower. What can we do to get me that horsepower? That's the only thing I could think of. I'll be with Dyno Bike again in the end of the week, see a little bit different numbers. You gotta go soon as possible while we have the weather. Don't sit up here and just focus on the horsepower numbers. Don't do it. You'll beat yourself up for no reason. You will definitely do it, because sometimes when you're putting a combination together and you're using something different than everybody else has, it's gonna kind of show. I hope I made sense on that one, guys. I hope I made sense. Guys, if you're still in the chat, if you're still in this live, go ahead and share it. We have a ride coming Saturday, guys. If you are not doing anything, this is how my ride goes. I'll go over it again. We leave early, 9 o'clock in the morning. I bumped it back from 8 o'clock because I know guys don't want to get up that early. So we bumped it back to 9 o'clock. I got guys coming from an hour away just to get in on this ride. We're going to go to Rockstar Harley Davidson. We're going to line up and meet up at Alligator Alley Harley Davidson. I will have guys that can control the speed of this ride. It's nothing radical. We don't do anything foolish. We go out there to have a good time. It's not an extra slow ride, but it's not a super fast ride. It'll probably be 75 mile an hour, maybe 80 every now and then. We're going to keep a moderate ride. We don't want to lose anybody with cars and situations like that. We want to keep all the traffic on one side, and we're going to do our own thing, and we're going to take a lane, and we're going to book it up there. The weather should be good. I think we're probably around in the 60s right now, mid-high 60s. So that's perfect weather. Bring yourself a hoodie, because I don't want anybody freezing. And then you get to Harley and you spending, $150 on a hoodie. We're going to have road captains. We're going to have guys that know what they're doing to make sure everybody's safe. We're going to go to Rockstar. We'll try to be there around 11 o'clock. They open at 10. Hang out for a little bit, head down to get some lunch, back across I-75 and back home. Should be home before 2 o'clock, maybe 3, somewhere around in there. Everybody has their whole Saturday to do, family stuff, man. I'm not taking anybody's Saturday away, and I'm definitely not going to take your Sunday away, because I know nobody would want to come out when football's on. But football's been coming on just like random days. It came on, not random. Football came up on what was it? Friday? No, Saturday. Friday, yesterday. So, football's starting to happen on Saturday. So we got to be home before all the good stuff comes on. What else we got? Every bike is different. Absolutely. It is what it is, man. Don't focus on the horsepower so much. I tell guys all the time. I had and I hate to get off topic, but since we're talking horsepower, I had a 2006 Gixxer 1000. Around this time, I got it really racing it around 2013, 14, somewhere around in there. And the bike made like 170 horsepower, which ain't much, which is nothing compared to what the other bikes were making. It didn't have a big bore kit in it. Didn't even, it was a stock piston bike. I'm just trying, just stay with me. And just had a head and cams on it, so it made 170 horsepower. Wasn't even a good idea. Like the cam wasn't good, the head porting wasn't good, but it ended up getting me 170 from like 160, you know. Picked up 10 horsepower. So then I was like, okay, that's not enough power. You know, set the bike up to drag race, to do all these things. And I would take that bike out and run over anybody who was out at the track, because this was a track bike. I run those guys over, and they would be like, we don't believe that that bike is what it is. What you're telling us it is, we don't believe it. I stepped up in the big boy class. I put nitrous on that bike, and it made 30 more horsepower. It was a small shot of nitrous, and I broke up the nitrous in 2 stages. So 15 horsepower off the hit and 15 horsepower after I get this bike going. And let me tell you, this bike was going 830s at 171, 172 back in 2014. That was like a crazy number back then, because most guys with these big bikes and these super fast bikes were barely doing that. Well, that bike just had like a freak of nature back half. After the eighth of a mile, the bike would just like go crazy, like pull. And it would usually almost pull an extra 35, 37, somewhere around in there, mile an hour. So horsepower didn't mean anything with that bike, because I was always like beating up myself about, my bike only makes 170 horsepower. Oh, my bike. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. The bike ran good like that for like another 3 or 4 years until I sold it. I blew the motor, and a guy paid me some crazy number because he used to see the bike run all the time, and he just bought it with a blown motor in it. I'm like, anyways, moving right along. Rather ride than watch football. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. And we got the perfect weather for it right now. I know some guys are up north, can't ride right now. Come down. Come down, man. And every rider is different. Every rider is definitely different. Where did I get the handlebars on the Road King? All right, so these handlebars are from a guy that I got from another person that I don't even know. I only had his phone number. He doesn't have a shop. He doesn't have like even an Instagram for me to say, go get these bars from XYZ person. But these are basically like a Carlini. These are basically like they are a chubby pullback bar. I know these are 1.5 inches thick, but they're 18 inches tall. It's a slight pullback. So if you go to Carlini, you can find them. I'm guessing they're probably the same. But, you know, this guy was like, hey, you know, I don't do a lot of advertisement. I'm word of mouth. And, you know, he hooked me up, got him out to me in like a week, you know, and I had him on the bike. I was holding off because I had some things to do in Atlanta and stuff like that. And I held off till I got back, and I put the bars on. But if you didn't know, there's a video about the bars and all the other little accessories that you might be seeing on the bike. Go check out the videos, man. Check out the videos. There's always a lot of Easter eggs and stuff in these videos, but you got to catch it. You got to watch the whole video to understand. Happy holidays, Roadglide Freak 28. What's the deal with the tire pressure? Should we be running? I run in mine. Well, okay, so guys, you gotta understand this. I go off of weight. I go out and ride my bike. I see what I like, and then I adjust from there. So I probably have around 37, 38 pounds in the front, and I probably have around 36 to 37 in the back. I run a little bit less in the rear. I have a stickier tire in the rear, and it's a 17-inch wheel in the rear. So my bike does sit a little bit different, so I can run a little bit of different tire pressure. I've never ran 40 PSI in the front and 40 PSI. I would feel like I'm walking a tightrope because of how much the bike would move when you're just out there trying to cruise. And, you know, bikes naturally are kind of, you know, gonna move with the wind, but You know, this bike never had an issue. This bike barely ever has an issue either. But 37, 38, try it out. You know, it can't hurt you. If you feel like it's heavy, then you pump up the tire a little bit more. Just inch it up. Or start hard and go softer. Too much tire pressure, a lot of the times, leaves the tires uneven when they wear. So be careful of that. Hey, so I used to have a Burgundy Street Glide, and I still see the guy who owns it. Hey, he bought it when I traded it in, and he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I think I got your bike. And I'm like, well, does it have speakers in the back? And he's like, yeah. All right. He's like, well, what's up with the speakers in the front? I'm like, I don't know. I just took the amps out. I left the speakers in the bike. You know, a lot of that stuff I left in the bike. So he got himself a good bike. The bike had like 3,000 miles on it. So, you know, we're doing good in this live, fellas. We're doing good in this live. Don't forget to like. I don't know if everybody has liked this live, but go ahead and like it. A lot of gems are always dropped in these lives, more than I see in a lot of other guys' lives. And I don't know if they don't want to give certain information or they just don't know. But come on over. It's safe over here. It's safe over here. All my stalkers, all my guys that are sitting back in the background waiting for me to say your name, I'm not going to say your name, guys. You can relax. Put your dukes down, okay? It ain't that serious. What else we got? You're going to go out to Cali and get that smoke. So, I don't even know how many hours I am away from Cali. I probably wouldn't even want to fly to Cali because I think it takes about 5 hours from where I'm at, probably a little bit more. If somebody says, hey, we're taking a bunch of bikes to Cali and I can fly over, I guess I'd do it, but nobody wants to drive that far. But I would like to go to Cali. I would like to go to Arizona a little bit more. I would like to go to Galveston a little bit more than Cali as well because of those events that these guys have. Man, I'm about going to the events and enjoying myself more than I'm always just going just to go do some racing. I like racing. I really do. It's in my blood. I can't help it. I can't get away from it. But I'm not going to be uncomfortable to go out and try and make races happen. Doesn't work for me. Guys, if you ever notice, like when I go to, come to Carolina and get some smoke. I definitely want to come to North Carolina. Matter of fact, I'm coming to Myrtle Beach during, is that spring break? When is that? No, Memorial Day weekend. I will be in Myrtle Beach. I will probably only be able to have this bike. I don't think this bike will be able to fit. I think I'm gonna have like 3 other bikes with me. So yeah, if you got something like this, I keep putting this bike in. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. They keep making me put you in the fire, man. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I might have to try the amber hair light. Yeah. Where was I, man? You guys get me so confused. So when I go out of town, I like to be comfortable. I like to be, and I like to enjoy myself. I'm always going to be a nice Airbnb. We're going to eat all the good spots. We're going to have a good time. We're not always going to race. We will get eventually to the race spots, but that's not ever the angle. All right. So when you do see me, if you see me out somewhere and you invite me to the race spot, I'm coming. I just don't know when I'm coming. All right. Where did I get my flags made? I got the banners made. I got a guy. That's all I can tell you. I got a guy. He's real good with doing those banners. He's local to me. A little hard to work with though. You know, you gotta stay on his good side to make sure you get things done. You might have to wait a little bit, but yeah, I got a guy that does it, man. And the thing about him, he can do anything. He makes good products, guys. I want you to see. I don't know if I showed you my hoodie yet, but he does this type of stuff, right? Like you can't just have anybody just can't do this. Not anybody can just do this. It's very detailed, right? So let's flip around to the front. So I said, hey, you know, you have bipolar, a lot of green in it. Well, when you put the one on the other side, when you put the one on the other side, hook that one up. Let me get you guys closer. I want you to see what I'm talking about. You see that? You see he put the green in the one? Like, no, man, that guy, he is good. He is good. You can't ruffle his feathers. You gotta make sure you're getting your product the right way. Now, there's other guys who think they can get stuff like this done. Now, I'm gonna hold it up here for a second. Let's put that one away. You think I impressed you with that one, right? So I said, hey, let's get the king, you know? The king needs some attention. Let's see. Now you see how good and how detailed the king is? I said, man, you know, that brown is really hitting on that king, bro. Can we do that one on the other side with a little bit of that same flavor to it? Let's see what he did. You see that one? You ain't gonna get that with just anybody. You're not gonna get that with just anybody. That's the kind of person I like to work with, but man, if he ain't hard to work with. All right, let's see what else we got. Next race is February. Hold on. Whoa. What'd I miss? Chip is on it, man. Bobby. All right, let me see. I'm trying to look at the picture. Bobby, do we know each other? Let me see something here. Next race is February 22nd, 710 drag strip rolling. When you were in Atlanta, I know Bruce is up that way. Let's see, about 3 hours away from me. Me and bro will try to come out. All right, hey, Chip, why you always trying to have all the fun? Wait for me. But that's in February. I'm not coming in February. I'm coming in May. I'll be there in May. You come to North Carolina and lunch is on me. Wherever you want to eat. Y'all inviting me? Is that invite for me? Or is that invite for Chip? Who y'all inviting? It's a 3:30 track? Hold on. Merry Christmas. David said, is this a 3:30 track? What are we talking about here? Hey, I'm coming. North Carolina. Tell me about, hold on, Myrtle Beach is South Carolina, right? Wait a minute. I'm getting confused. How can I get a hoodie with bipolar on it? They're coming soon. So I have to get those hoodies made for the logo. And once all those start to drop, we're flooding everybody with hoodies. So we're just waiting. I told you my guy he's good, but he's his own kind of good sometimes. Let's see what else we got. Guys, if you're in the chat, go ahead and like it now. Please do me that favor. We've been talking, and I got to get back on track. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers' bikes blowing up. I've just been seeing it, and I'm trying to figure out where those guys are going wrong. I really don't know. 3:30. You have to get up at 3:30. Hey, man, go ahead and enjoy yourself, man. Have a safe, happy holiday, too. The guys are blowing these bikes up. I don't know if it's the builder, riding style, not maintenance in the bike, using just cooking oil in your bikes. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's been happening a lot, guys. I don't want to bash, but both of my bikes, and I'm talking about, this is a hot rod, guy. We all know that's a hot rod. Living a long life. This bike is quick. I'm telling you, if it makes, it probably makes over 170 now in this weather. bike is quick. It ain't fast. It ain't that kind of fast, but it's quick. And drive it anywhere. Drive it anywhere. No issues. You know, it has some thump in it. It has compression in it. It is a highway bully. I can guarantee you. Me moving from the back of the line to the front of the line is no problem. I'm not talking about 5 bikes. I'm talking about 20 bikes. Boom. You seen me, guys, when I was on, when I went to Daytona for Biketoberfest, and the video was mostly early morning, so it was dark outside, and I had the 360 camera going. And to see me go around those bikes, I don't know if you guys noticed that I was just playing with the throttle going around these bikes. If I'd have been up there in the front. You know, this bike accelerates pretty quick. So for that, you know, a lot of these guys are getting these bikes built, and those bikes don't last. You know, I've had guys say, you know, oh, you know, we got this, that, and the other in our bikes, and you know, this bike is super fast and makes 180 or whatever kind of horsepower, but well, what happened to it? It didn't last. Oh, it made 150, 60. Okay, what happened to it? It didn't last. Now, you know, 128s, those smaller cubic inch motors should live. It's no reason why they shouldn't live. Let me get closer to the camera because I want everybody to understand that. Small motors should live. 128s, 124s used to be the most bulletproof motor you can buy. 131, we always felt like that was kind of a waste for an extra 5 horsepower over a 128, you know what I mean? The walls are so thin. So if you're not going that big or bigger, you have a bike that should last. It should ride anywhere, should do anything. This bike can go to Chicago. This bike could go to wherever, Texas. I mean, there's no issue with a bike like that. This bike can go there, but this bike is just gonna drink up all your gas and it won't be an enjoyable ride. But this bike can go anywhere. This bike's been to Daytona countless times, back and forth. This bike's been to Daytona countless times, Tampa, Key Largo. It's been there. So I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, I can't tell people anything because they feel like I'm the bully or I'm the threat. I'm just trying to help you. If you got a question and you feel like, is this the route you can go? It's bigger than you two, guys. Stop wasting money. Sometimes just asking companies, should I run this part from you, you know, is not going to get you a good build because they're going to say yes. Run it, yes. Buy it. What's your credit card information? This builder, what's his reputation? Guys, you got to look at those things to be able to say, all right, here, let me give you this X amount of dollars, because none of them are cheap. We're not playing with $300 and $500 or $800, $1,000, $2,000. This is an expensive hobby. This is a very expensive hobby. And for you to try and put things together yourself, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's not good. Now, guys who build, like you buy the parts kit and put it together, no problems. Those guys usually don't have a lot of problems. But when you start trying to put pieces and, you know, put them Legos and the triangles and the square parts, sometimes that doesn't work. If that oval just happens to fit and then a few miles later, you figure out the hard way that that's probably something you shouldn't have done. You know, I can't say just come to George. You know why? Because I don't know enough about all these other shops to say who not to go to. I have no clue of who you shouldn't go to. Now, have I seen bikes come from other shops into All American Cycles? Absolutely. Has nothing to do with anything. We don't know your riding style. We don't know your maintenance. We don't know what you could have done, and we don't know what they could have done until they open that motor. When they open the motor, I'm out. I'm not there. I want nothing to do with it because I don't want anybody saying that Max said something. Not my show, guys. Not my show. But I do want you guys to understand there's certain ways to make these bikes live. The internals I can't give you, but there are a lot of supporting parts that you need to have to make these bikes run and run and run. And then you can have fun and enjoy the bike and not be afraid that the bike's not gonna get you from here to there. Hey, just my, opinion. All right, let's see. Hey, Mac, is it worth switching to a custom pipe over a thunderheader? If so, what would the power be in the difference? I almost said, leave me alone. Listen, that's a hard question to answer, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Switching to a custom pipe is because you know that the builder knows what pipe you need to make something happen. Make this kind of horsepower because he's seen it before. Now, switching from the thunderheader is almost like shooting yourself in the foot because it gets it all done. If you don't want to run the thunderheader anymore, you have to be pushing some serious power that the thunderheader can't support anymore, all right? I'm smart enough to know that. But the thunderheader can push enough power and sounds good enough to get most people by. The price difference between a custom pipe and a thunderheader is not even in the same ballpark. It's 2 to 3 times the price. Given the quality and all that is different. Now, if somebody told you you need to switch to a custom pipe, then you probably need to if it's holding your bike back. I went all the way around without trying to answer that question and give you an answer that you're not going to be looking for. I want you to kind of like put the pressure back on whoever's doing the build for you. But sometimes you have to move on from an off-the-shelf part. I'm not even going to say a pipe. Part. Off-the-shelf part sometimes will not give you that over-the-edge or something like that. Now, if you're not trying to go out here and, push crazy horsepower, thunderheader. Thunderheader's been known for being good on stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4s, and so whatever stages you can come up with, thunderheader's always been able to hold its own. But if that builder's telling you, hey, you need to go in and switch, it's because he knows something. So, guys, I appreciate you for watching, joining, sharing these videos, and liking these videos. But I got to get out of here. I'm on vacation. I'm going to continue to enjoy my vacation and ride my bike. Don't forget, we got a ride this Saturday if you guys can make it out. Alligator Alley Harley and Sunrise, Florida. 2-hour ride to Rockstar Harley Davidson. We're going to hang out, get a little something to eat. I might even reach out to Rockstar, see if they can treat us like kings and queens over there. And then we whip it back home, get a little lunch real quick, and then whip it back home. And everybody enjoy the rest of their day, guys. But I'll probably try and do a little video content for that ride to let you guys know how it turns out. Till the next time, guys, peace.